Hey, welcome back to the channel. My name's Rich. Welcome to Trade Travel Truth. Awesome, beautiful day here in Massachusetts. It's 75 and sunny. We got birds chirping in the background. Hopefully this new mic cancels that stuff out. Anyway, I'm glad you're here. Just before we get started, I am not a financial advisor. I'm doing this to show people what I'm doing, and what my opinion is not financial advice. Do your own research. If you lose a bunch of money, it's not my damn fault. All right, today, I turned off the volume already, so it's good. We are talking about top 5 stocks to sell options for premium. Now, before we get started, I want to say you shouldn't be chasing premium. I'm just telling you the top 5 stocks for premium. And if you're going to chase premium or stocks that have a lot of premium, you need to be able to manage these options closely than you would a stock that doesn't have a high premium. So if you don't want a hands-off approach, this is the stocks you want to do. You want to be able to look at these every couple. Probably, I look at my phone probably 50, 60 times a day. It's fun for me. I love doing it, so that is why I do it. If you don't want to look at your phone a lot and you want to pick another stock that's, kind of like safer, I guess you'd say, doesn't move as much, not volatile. We're going to make another video on top 5 stocks to do where it's kind of safer. There's no volatility. And we're going to do a top 5 stocks to pick if you have a small account. And those are coming up soon. I might do them right now. All right, let's get into this. Top 5 stocks to sell options on for premium. All right. Welcome back to the Trade Travel Truth. Today I want to talk about top 5 stocks to sell on if your main goal is premium. Not the safest 5, not the easiest 5, not the best beginner stocks. I'm talking about the ones that tend to give you real option premium, because they have to do 2 things. You need movement and liquidity. Right now, names like Tesla, MicroStrategy, Coinbase, Palantir, and Robinhood all have active option markets, and several of them carrying elevated implied volatility compared to broader market. And let me say this up front, high premium usually means high risk. All right, so that's as it is. But the reason why I like it, because it's fun and I need to build my account faster. I don't know if you're new to this channel, I lost my entire career at around 50 in 2018, and I had $65,000 in debt, so I had no money at all. Plus I had to pay off that debt. So if you hear premium and think easy money, you're already thinking about this wrong, right? This video is about where the premium is, not about selling naked nonsense and blowing yourself up. What makes a good stock for premium? Before I get into the list, let's define what I mean. For a stock to be good for selling options for premium, I want 3 things. Number 1, liquidity. That means tight spreads, big volumes, enough open interest that I can get out and into it without getting ripped off. Which means, if you pick a stock that's not being traded that much, you're going to sell an option and it's not going to get picked up. Tesla, for example, is huge. Everybody's trading Tesla nonstop throughout the day. You always have buyers when you're selling options, and buyers will always find sellers. So that's what I'm talking about for liquidity. Number 2, volatility. If your stock barely moves, you're not going to get paid much. So again, Tesla goes up 30, 40 bucks in a day sometimes, and people think that's scary, but if you know how to manage it, it's not. And you kind of look for that so you can do a thing called rolling and everything. Number 3, a stock you can actively live with, a stock that you like, that you I've been trading Tesla for 4.5, 5 years now. I know how it kind of moves. I don't get emotionally tied to the ups and downs. It just is what it is. And once you get used to it, it becomes fairly simple. And just rarely do I get surprised. I got a little surprised yesterday because I thought it was going to tank because of the whole Iran war. The deal got called off, but I guess the blockade made the market like it. So whatever. So this is not just about chasing big numbers on screen. It's about getting paid while still being able to manage the trade. Okay, number 5 for good stocks is Robinhood. Ticker symbol HOOD. Robinhood is on the list because it has become very active options name with strong stock volume and event-driven movement around earnings and crypto sentiment. Hood was trading around 71.67 on April 13th with about 19 million shares traded that day. And its next earnings date is expected on April 28th. Why do I like it for premium? Because it moves enough to pay you, but it's still a lower price stock than something like Tesla or Coinbase. That makes it more accessible for people with smaller accounts who still want a decent option income. The downside, it can move hard on news, earnings, or anything retail trading related. So you're going to get paid for that uncertainty. My take, good premium stock. Not my number one choice, but definitely one of the better names if you want something more affordable than the big monsters. Number 4, Palantir. Ticker symbol PLTR. Palantir is one that gives you solid premium because it has a high retail interest, strong volume, and still carries relatively elevated volatility. Market sham, whatever that showed, Palantir implied volatility around 60.8, which is above a recent 20-day historical volatility, and the stock was trading around 132 with tens of millions of shares changing hands. Why is this good option? Why is this good for option sellers? Because you have that stock with real liquidity, strong crowd interest, and enough movement to make the premiums worthwhile. The problem with Palantir is the same thing that makes it attractive. It can trend hard, and if it gets into one of those momentum runs, your calls can get pressured fast. My take, Palantir is a very solid premium name if you want stock that still has juice, but isn't as insane as the top 3 on this list. All right, number 3, Coinbase. Ticker symbol Coin. Coinbase is one of the best premium names out there you can handle volatility. Why? Because it's basically a volatility machine tied to crypto prices, regulation headlines, risk on settlement, and earnings. Coin pages recently showed a stock around 167 to 175 in early April, and one of the recent strategy page reinforced historical implied volatility around 76.6 on coin setup. That's exactly why premiums are flat. But let me be honest, coin is not a sleepy covered call stock. The thing can absolutely move. So if you sell options on coin, you better be okay owning it lower or getting tested on calls if it rips with Bitcoin. My take, excellent for premium, not conservative. You get paid well because the market knows this thing can punch you in the face. These notes are funny, so I'm reading them verbatim, but I'm old, I can't remember all this crap. All right, number 2 on the list, MicroStrategy. Ticker symbol MSTR. MSTR is a premium beast. This is one of the names where the option market's price in serious movement because the stock is heavily tied to Bitcoin and tends to have exaggerated moves relative to crypto itself. Recently showed MSTR implied volatility around 65.5 with the stock around 132 in mid-April. This is why people love it for premium. The options are rich, but here's the problem. Rich premiums come with violent movement. If Bitcoin runs, MSTR can run harder. If Bitcoin drops, MSTR can get smoked harder. So yes, the premiums are there, but you need to know that you're not dealing with a calm stock. My take, If your only goal is premium, MSTR deserve to be near the top of the list, but it is absolutely not a beginner name. I guess you know what number one is. Number one is Tesla, what I'm doing. Not a surprise here, Tesla is my number one. Why? Because Tesla is exactly what option sellers want. Huge liquidity, constant interest, frequent movement, and an option market that stays extremely active. Tesla is probably the number one trade stock on here. And it's ridiculous how many people are buying and selling options. Cboe's recent option activities pages show Tesla contracts among the most active traded names, and Market Shamalot recently showed Tesla 30-day implied volatility around 44.3. Tesla also continues to dominate daily flows, option flows, including very large single strike activity in recent sessions. Now, compared to MSTR or Coin, Tesla IV, which is implied volatility, may not always be absolutely highest, but Tesla will give you a combination I care about most: premium, liquidity, and manageability. That matters because selling options isn't just about opening the trade, it's about being able to roll, adjust, defend, and stay in the game. Today I just rolled 13 contracts out till like June, because Tesla's starting to take off now. But I'm going to show you again how to roll them back and forth and collect profit. And Tesla gives you more flexibility than a lot of these other wild names. My take, for pure premium with enough liquidity to actually manage the trade, well, Tesla is still my top pick. What I would not do. Now let me say what I would not do. I would not just pull up to the highest implied volatility stocks in the market and start selling option blindly. That's how people get wrecked. A stock can have a huge premium because it's a dumpster fire, and that does not mean a good wheel stock. It does not mean a good covered call stock. That does not mean you want 100 shares of it. So for me, a real sweet spot is I want a stock with premium worth selling, real liquidity, a company or price behavior I can understand. That's why names like Tesla, Coinbase, MSTR, Palantir, Hood make more sense to me than some random biotech garbage with this insane IV. So if I had to rank them strictly for premium potential, my list would be number 5 Hood, 4 Palantir, 3 Coin, 2 MSTR, and then Tesla number 1. Now again, this is not my list of the safest stocks. This is my list for premium. And the more premium you chase, the more you better understand assignment risk, rolling, owning the shares, and how fast these names can move against you. That's where most people screw this up. They want the income, but they don't want them to do the management. And I have a couple friends that want to get into this, and they don't want to manage it. I'm like, dude, you gotta pay attention, and you gotta learn this stuff It doesn't take long to learn. You just gotta have a little bit of common sense and logic. Take your emotion out of it, and it's not that hard. You don't get one without the other. If you got any value of this, hit subscribe, please. I should have done that in the beginning. No fake guru garbage, no rented Lamborghinis, just a real strategy, real numbers that actually work. So anyway, that is today's thing. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm probably going to do another video or 2 more videos on top 5 stocks for selling options with not as much management, kind of a safer, no volatility. Obviously, you won't get as much premium. And then I'm going to do a top 5 for small accounts. So I hope that you like this information. Please comment and subscribe and just tell me that you like this stuff so I know I'm doing all right. And that is it. And happy spring. Bye-bye.